Welcome, guys. Welcome to my channel here in this experience, this journey with me, and sharing it with me. Today's video topic, and I'm going to try to really stick to that, is around the shift that I've been making in my diet to support this process, as well as how my diagnoses of both fibromyalgia as well as the sleep disorder that I have that they don't really know as much about it as they would like to. They've changed the diagnosis, and the name is the one I know. What I've said it to my professionals are like, that's not what we call that. And to be honest, I don't blame them for that because it's basically Latin for we don't know. But that being said, it basically, to people around me, it is perceived as narcolepsy. But in the sleep study, it's not actually narcolepsy, though it is a very real experience that has been, witnessed, recorded. There's data on it. So I was able to get that diagnosis from what the doctor had said about 8 years sooner than most people because I'm driven and I'm lucky. I've been lucky to have the professionals around me at the timing that I happened to be where I was and they happened to be where they were to be able to get that diagnosis. And I'm very grateful for that. So with the diet, what I've been doing, guys, is keto, which is probably not a surprise to anybody who's watching who kind of can relate to fibromyalgia, whether themselves or someone they love and is close to them, and they've watched them kind of be inundated with all the information and all the changes. So, keto is something that is supposed to reduce the inflammation level in your system because it's removing sugar. And your body's response to sugar is similar to that of a toxin or a poison. So it can create system-wide inflammation in some individuals. That it's to the point where you really notice that difference if you go from not being on a keto diet to being on a keto diet if you are experiencing fibromyalgia. It is noticeable. And I can say this because I have been on keto before. And yeah, it made a huge difference. Cutting sugar out was huge, huge. And every now and then, you just kind of find yourself going, you know what, gotta live a little bit. Everybody's doing this. And all the struggles that come with that. But it's far more common nowadays. It's less likely to be seen as such a, I don't want to say like it's not like taboo or stigma, but you stand apart because you're like, I have different dietary needs. And when you go to a restaurant, you're like, okay, well, I'm ordering based on this and I'm customizing the order based on this. And people get to watch you go through it. Sometimes they want to know, sometimes they don't. Either way, you're still trying to be present and be social and be a part of the group without it being a big, I can't eat here, guys, kind of deal. So it's far more common now. There's a lot more restaurants and even options available in grocery stores that, they really accommodate it. So it's something that's easier to adopt, to work with and it not be so abnormal. So I right now have added another layer to it. And that is to go through a prolonged fast. And I'm on the tail end of that right now. And the reason why I did that was because I really wanted to jumpstart this state. For one, like I really wanted to just make this change because I have been experiencing increased amounts of inflammation in my system because of the changes I've been making. And yes, they are for the good, but there is a cost. When you're strengthening your body, when you're challenging an old injury, you're increasing just naturally, even if you don't have fibromyalgia, inflammation to a degree. It's where healing happens. But when you have these challenging factors as well, and it's been about oh gosh, three weeks to a month now that I've been doing this. I am really feeling my body's awareness that I'm in a constant state of inflammation to some extent. And it's kind of going, oh my gosh. So I am making that shift to keto at this point because my body is telling me it needs me to be way more strict with that aspect of my life, to be able to heal and keep going and keep going and keep going. Now, one, I will be doing this on a shoestring diet. So I will be looking for the highest quality at the lowest possible price. And sometimes that'll mean I'll be doing things like shredding my own cheese, for example, or making my own zucchini noodles because there are fewer ingredients than buying it that way pre-done. They like you know exactly what your zucchini noodle's made of. That it wasn't, like washed or packaged or frozen. Like it's right there, it's fresh. So a little more work, save a little more money, have more reassurance that I know exactly what I'm putting in my body. Okay, so there's that part. The other part of it is I know that it will boost my immune system. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. I'm already seeing quite a bit of the effects of that. And I'm very impressed, very impressed. Two things that I would say probably have surprised me is one, I can really, really tell when I do consume something. Because even though it's a prolonged fast, you're still consuming. You're just very restrictive with what you consume. A lot of it is, like water. You need to stay hydrated, things like that. So I don't really want to give advice on what you should be drinking. I'm trying to avoid that because there are resources out there that, they have that medical doctorate behind what they're sharing. And they have a lot more exposure and experience with it. So either way, when I do consume something, I could really tell the difference in my body and how it feels, the shift in my energy, the willingness to get up and do. With the sleep aspect, I'm pretty much going to be in a state of tired most of the time to some extent. Just I also have sleep apnea to kind of pair with it. So the two are probably pretty intimately linked. So I am really surprised at that subtle shift and becoming more aware of that coming out of this prolonged fast. I'm going to be more aware and in tune with how my body feels after I eat X, Y, or Z, and I will use that information to make better choices about my body, to have that optimal state.